So for the past 2 or 3 years, it may have looked like Microsoft and OpenAI have won the AI race. They launched ChatGPT, which of course was a major hit, and Google looked like they were scrambling and they were playing catch up. But if you have been paying attention for the past few months or the past few weeks even, you would say that story just collapsed. With the release of Gemini 3 Pro last month, which is November 2025, the dynamic didn't just shift, it actually flipped. While everyone is obsessing over the benchmarks and the new deep think reasoning capabilities, they are missing the bigger picture. The reason why Google is winning right now isn't because they finally shipped a better model. It's because of a secret war they have been fighting and actually winning in the background for over a decade. So in this video, I'm going to show you how Google Cloud built an infrastructure advantage that Microsoft and Amazon simply cannot buy. And of course, this is only my personal take. You don't have to agree with me. To understand why Google is winning today, you have to look at the hardware. For the past year or so, the tech world have been stuck in the waiting room. We've got Microsoft, Amazon, and Meta all fighting tooth and nails to get allocations of the NVIDIA B200 chips. And trust me, it will happen again next year with the H300 and the B300 chips that was released last September. So all in all, there has been a shortage in these chips. This of course causes delays, supply chain issues, whatever. So it's a bottleneck for everyone. Well, everyone except for Google. While the industry was waiting for NVIDIA, Google quietly hit the on switch for Ironwood. Now, what's Ironwood? This is Google's 7th generation Tensor Processing Unit or TPU. And here's why it's a checkmate move. When Microsoft sells you AI compute, they have to pay for the NVIDIA tax. But Google, on the other hand, designed Ironwood in-house. Now, Ironwood isn't just a chip, it's a system. These chips are basically connected by optical circuit switches, which allows them to talk to each other faster than almost any other GPU cluster on Earth. And reports are showing that Ironwood is delivering almost twice the efficiency per watt than the previous generation. So in a world where AI power consumption is the #1 limit, Google can now train and run models like Gemini 3 cheaper and faster than anyone else. Now, hardware is useless without software, and this brings us to the elephant in the room, which is Gemini 3. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is of course my personal humble opinion. Gemini 1 was kind of okay. 1.5 was a major improvement with the 1 million token context window. But Gemini 3 is by far the best model I have ever used. It helps me with code, it helps me make scripts for these kinds of videos. And the killer feature here is the deep think. So unlike previous models that just predicted the next word, Gemini 3 uses system 2 thinking. It pauses, it plans, and it fact checks itself before generating an answer. Now the question for those cloud oriented like myself is, why does this matter for Google Cloud? Well, simply because enterprises don't want just a chatbot that can write poems. They want an AI that can analyze a 500-page legal contract and helps them make a decision. And Gemini 3 reasoning capabilities have finally made that possible. And because of that Ironwood chip that we have just talked about, Google can offer this thinking capability at a pricing point that is undercutting OpenAI's models. In essence, they have the best model running on the most efficient hardware. So that is one deadly combination. Now you might be thinking, I don't want to be locked into Google's models, and you have every right to think so. But this is where Google's strategy is brilliant. Yes, they want you to use Gemini 3, but look at the model garden on Vertex AI. You can run Meta's Llama 4, you can run Anthropic's Claude, and remember, Google owns a huge stake in Anthropic, so Claude runs beautifully on Google Cloud infrastructure. So this is the model garden strategy. If you are a CTO at a bank, you are terrified of vendor lock-in. You don't want to bet your whole company on just OpenAI. So Google says, come to our platform, use our Ironwood chips and use whatever model that you want. So I think it's the most flexible platform on the market right now. And this brings us to the final point. The reason Google is winning the long game is because of vertical integration. Google owns every single layer needed for the game. They design the chip, they build the data center, they train the model, and they own the application. So why does this matter? Well, simply margins. As AI becomes a commodity, the price is going to race to the bottom, and we are already seeing it. Even though Microsoft is designing their own chips, they're still relying on NVIDIA. Google, however, as we said, design their chips in-house, so they keep every single dollar, and this allows them to integrate Gemini 3 with Android or Google Workspace for free or very cheap. So this forces Microsoft to keep their prices high to protect their margins. So this is a brutal economic advantage that is only just starting to hurt the competition. So if you judged the race in 2023, well, Google lost, but in the background they were refining the Gemini architecture, they were building their own GPUs, and they were making and building the most efficient infrastructure in the market. Now, what do you think? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Now, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe buttons. If you want to learn more about cloud, GCP, AWS, you can click on the link in the description below. And that's it. I'll see you in the next one.